name is Erin Maher, and I'd like to tell you about some of my experiences with music at Central Baptist Church. I've been involved with music at CBC for the past 20 or so years, which is most of my life, and almost all my life, I should say. And in that time, I've gotten to do a lot of different kinds of music, and also to do music with a lot of different members of the congregation. And for me, it's really been a great way for me to share my gifts as part of worship, and also it's a really big part of what I think of as my place in the CBC community. And these experiences and the support and encouragement that I've gotten from the congregation have really helped me to get to where I am today. I went on to study music in college and now in grad school. So my story, I guess, starts with the children's choir, which I was part of for most of the 1990s. Ellen Green was the director of the choir, and I was in it with her daughter Rachel and our other friends. And so for me, it was a fun thing to do with my friends, but it was also a really valuable introduction to doing music in worship, and then also to singing in front of people. The first time I sang solo, I was maybe 8 or 9, and I forgot the words, and of course that's fine. And that experience just makes me think of how CBC is such a safe and welcoming place to do music, regardless of how it actually turns out in the service. And it didn't put me off of continuing with music, obviously. And when I was in middle school, in the late 90s, I joined the adult choir. This was when Rob Ross was the choir director, and being in the adult choir for me really helped me grow as a musician, and I'm always impressed when I think about the kind of music that we were able to put together with, just with members of the congregation. We really did some great stuff. And it also got me interested in thinking about how music works and how it's put together, especially when we did music that Rob had composed or arranged, so I could really see part of that process. And this is one of the main things that got me interested in starting to compose music myself. And so I took composition lessons with Rob for a while in high school, and my first piece was premiered at CBC in December 2003. And I was sort of embarrassed by the attention, but looking back on it, it was so great to have that opportunity. And it actually helped me get into college to study music composition. And at the end of my time in college, when I had my senior recital, there were a lot of CBC people in the audience, and that really meant a lot to me, and made me think about how important the CBC community has been for me as a musician. So in addition to choir, I also play the flute, and I've had so many opportunities to share that at CBC over the years. I've gotten to do solos and duets and small ensembles, and then also play in the orchestra for when we have special services like the fourth Sunday of Advent and things like that. And since I'm also in the choir, there have been a lot of services where I'm in the orchestra and in the choir, and sort of alternating between, playing the flute and singing, and I have to really, plan that out carefully. It's fun, but it's a lot. And then a few years ago, I started playing also with the contemporary band. And when I started doing that, I really didn't think I was going to like it. I wasn't sold on this kind of music, and I just wasn't sure. But after I did it for a while, it really became something that I enjoyed, and so I'm really glad that I had that opportunity as well, even if I wasn't sure at first how it was going to go. So since I don't live near CBC anymore, I'm in North Carolina for grad school. But whenever I visit, I'm welcomed right back into the music, and I always look forward to it. And I'm so grateful that I've had all these opportunities to do music at CBC.